Did someone just join the call? Hello? Oh. Dude, thank you so much for being here. I didn't think that anyone else was gonna join the call, honestly. Because I kind of started it at like midnight and like, I don't know. I don't expect people to help me with my essay at midnight. Thank you. How did your essay go? Did you submit it? Yeah, I should have submitted mine. I got an extension on it because I kind of made up an excuse. But I've had like a really busy week and I've just been preoccupied with stuff. I'm also really sorry if this is awkward. There's no pressure to turn on your camera here. I'm just trying to do this thing where I like get into the mind of an ASM artist because that's what my essay is on. Because our teacher wants to know like about different forms of contemporary art, and so I have like this whole fancy shit thing that I'm doing, but I don't know if it's even helping me. I mean, I think it's kind of helping because I don't know, like I've been doing these essay recording sessions where I like try to do my writing and I try to do everything in like an ASMR style, and it kind of helps me like understand, I guess, the sort of like craft of it. But I don't know if that's at all actually helpful to the essay. And yeah, you don't need to like turn your camera on. I'm mostly just doing this for me so that I can like, I don't know, do my writing process stuff. But also this microphone is really fucking soft and it's like really fun to touch and I love touching it. But if it like bothers you, then you can tell me and I'll stop. It's like a comfort thing now. Anyway, what was your essay on? Right. That's super cool. No, that's like really cool. I would love to read your essay. Mine is a mess. Like, I don't know, I feel really weird trying to explain what ASMR is to like a 70-year-old man. I keep seeing typos, I'm so sorry, just a sec. More than a typo. I keep going back and forth with some of these sentences, especially in my introduction. I feel like I'm using a lot of passive voice. My opening sentence is in passive voice, which is like driving me crazy, but I also just feel like it's the right thing to do, and I don't know, man. Anyway, can I just like read this essay to you, and can you tell me if it like makes sense to someone who like is not like an internet person? Because I don't know if he's gonna understand it, because he's old, and if you understand it, then he'll probably understand it. Not that you're old. You just like do things with your life, and I'm trapped inside of the internet, and I don't know how insular all of this stuff is, and if it makes sense, or if the passive voice is super annoying. You can also just tell me like grammar stuff like that. Anyway, do you watch ASMR? Okay. Who's your favorite? I don't know them. Okay. Anyway, okay, yes, I'm just gonna read this to you, and you can tell me if you think that I should rewrite something. You can just cut me off, because I don't want to read the whole thing. Just please cut me off. Okay. Introduction. Oh my gosh, wait. I just got a text. It's probably not important, but it might be. No, It's, someone is just, like, bugging me about, like, you shouldn't worry about it. One of my best friends is, like, really, like, mad about, like, a Snapchat streak being broken by her boyfriend. It's, like, this whole thing, but we don't need to get into it. It's very stupid. Okay, so, my introduction. In 2010, maybe I shouldn't start with that. Maybe I should put that at the end of the sentence. No, okay, no, it works. Okay, introduction. In 2010, a video titled Whisper 1 Hello was uploaded to YouTube, and like most uploads, it received almost no recognition. Today, it has over 400,000 views. This video, by the channel Whispering Life ASMR, is largely recognized as the first intentional ASMR content on the internet. Since then, ASMR has erupted as a genre on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Its members are international, of all ages and of all professions, from students and gamers to educators and entertainers. What was once a niche tag with an audience of mostly lurkers has now become mainstream. Lurkers? Oh god, how do I explain what that is? No, but you're right, I should explain it. Lurkers. Yeah, I think I can probably do that in a footnote. Let's see. So I'll add an asterisk. Is it normal to put footnotes, like, underneath the references in APA? Or do you put them above? I think it's underneath. I can check that later. Okay. A lurker I don't know about this definition. I'm making it up. Someone just messaged me in just a sec. Yeah, everything's okay. It's just like internet stuff. Doesn't matter. Okay, so for lurker, I said a lurker is someone who consumes online content without interacting in the online community through comments or otherwise. Does that make sense? A lurker is someone, yes, who consumes online content without interacting in the online community through comments or otherwise. I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit wordy, but we can go back to that. Anyway, back to where was it? Okay. What was once a niche tag with an audience of mostly lurkers has now become mainstream. Creators tag their videos with ASMR not to set themselves apart, but to try and jump into the algorithm's current and to be exposed to an enormous base of potential viewers. The world of ASMR encompasses passionate solo artists, collaborators, fan networks, and it has even been co-opted by large corporations like IKEA to advertise their products, which is perhaps the highest form of social validation that a burgeoning art form can attain in our late capitalist, market-driven society. It's a little bit of a take there, but I don't know. I think our professor's like a Marxist, like an actual like a balls to the wall Marxist, so that's probably fine. I think he'll probably actually understand that sentence more than anything else. Oh my god. Okay. ASMR has a developed vernacular, including categorizations of style and substance. Art words. Love that. Oh my god. I hate my writing. Does this make sense? solo artists, collaborators, fan networks, and it has even been co-opted by large corporations like IKEA to advertise their products, which is perhaps the highest form of social validation that a burgeoning art form can attain in our late capitalist, market-driven society. ASMR has a developed vernacular, including categorizations of style and substance. The genre even has controversies. Talking about ASMR publicly tends to provoke either excitement or disgust, not unlike talking about Dungeons and Dragons at the height of the Satanic Panic or nuns in blue jeans after Vatican II. In this field guide, I will talk extensively about ASMR, and I confess that I lean heavily into excitement because while many people know what ASMR is, few have a fleshed out understanding of what or who the genre encompasses and just how influential it has been in informing today's internet landscape. That is my first paragraph. I think that's okay, but then I go on and I get more insecure. Does that make sense? Not what I just said, the paragraph. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think defining lurker was probably a good move. Okay, so next paragraph. The first step to understanding ASMR is unpacking the acronym Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Autonomous means that something is happening by itself. Sensory means that it is triggered by one of your five senses. Meridian is a fancy word for brain, and response means that the feeling itself is a result of something happening in the outside or imaginary world. In more simple terms, ASMR is a feeling that happens automatically in your brain in response to something. ASMR is often described as a tingling sensation in the back of one's head or neck that sometimes travels down their spine. It is distinct from shivers or goosebumps in the way people experience it as relaxing, soothing, and sustained, while shivers are jarring, uncomfortable, and generally only last a few seconds. It is also different, or distinct. I think I want to say distinct. I also said from twice. It is different from. Oh my god. Type. Okay. It is also distinct from frisson or aesthetic chills in that it rarely results in goosebumps and is, again, sustained rather than short-lived. This sensation is triggered in various ways, including auditory triggers like tapping, scratching, or whispering, visual triggers like hand or light movement, and personal triggers such as eye contact, instructions, and words of affirmation. People who experience ASMR often trace their first ASMR experience back to their childhoods in either intimate moments with friends and family or relaxing media such as instructional videos. Bob Ross videos are an especially common source, or documentaries. ASMR is both the name of this physiological symptom and the name of the type of media that aims to trigger it. So, ASMR artists, as they are commonly called, create ASMR content that triggers ASMR in the consumer. ASMR is frequently referred to as simply tingly within the ASMR community. This is really just a way to avoid the sort of redundancy I used before. Instead of saying, wow, this ASMR is giving me ASMR, you can say, wow, this ASMR is so tingly. It is also accepted. Wait, it is, what? Oh, I skipped a word. I'm so sorry if this is boring, but this is like helping me so much, like being able to do this with you. I think it's helping me. Okay. It is also acceptable to use this term as a plural noun, i.e. this ASMR is giving me tingles. Tingles, 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 tingles. It's kind of a weird word. Tingles. Tingles, like shingles. Shingles, tingles. Shingles, tingles. Shingles, tingles. What? No, I don't think I could be an ASMR artist. because tingles are oh my god, I did passive voice again. Because who is discovering the tingles? I say because tingles are discovered. Because we discover tingles, because we can. Because tingles can potentially be discovered. That's still in passive voice. Because we find tingles anywhere. I don't really like that. Maybe it's good in passive voice. Okay, yeah, I'll finish the sentence and you can let me know if you have ideas. Okay. So, because tingles are discovered anywhere between emotional, attentional, and physical stimuli, ASMR content is incredibly varied. Different people are drawn to and exposed to different forms. I categorize ASMR as a type of theater, but I have no doubt that some would categorize it as therapy, alternative medicine, or something else altogether. Through the lens of theater, I understand ASMR artists as performers and consumers as audiences. I consider ASMR as first and foremost a type of entertainment that aims to relax the viewer by inducing tingles. Frequently, though, ASMR content sways in a secondary direction, and that is where the great wealth and variety of the ASMR world blooms. Some ASMR is comedic, using the focus on sounds or visuals as an opportunity to let logic slide. This style, and then I feel kind of weird about this next part, because I name drop a lot of people, but the point is because we have to have all these sources. He wants examples, but it was really hard to choose, and I don't know, something feels weird about it, but yeah, so all of these have footnotes, and they're, or not footnotes, they're attached to references that are at the bottom, so it shows a full example. Okay, some ASMR is comedic, using the focus on sounds or visuals as an opportunity to let logic slide. This style is often utilized by a creator known as Angelica. Some ASMR is. I only need one of those. Some ASMR is. I think I want is. Some ASMR is more plot-driven and high-quality, practically ready to air on Netflix, like that of Atlas ASMR. Some ASMR uses a fourth wall, but usually videos are delivered directly to the viewer in second person. Some ASMR is slightly horrifying, like many of Ephemeral Riff's videos. I don't think that's an insult. That's not an insult, right? I mean it no, this whole essay is glorifying ASMR, so I think it's okay. And they are slightly horrifying, right? But I love those videos. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's a kidnapping video. It's scary. Okay. Should I use a different word from horrifying? Is provocative? Controversial doesn't quite fit. Is supposed to be scary? I don't know. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I can't think of words. Oh my god. Is shocking? How shocking? Okay, we don't have to worry about it. Okay. Some ASMR is slightly, I think we're gonna go with shocking. Okay. Some ASMR is shocking. Come back to it. I'm gonna highlight that. Some ASMR is shocking, like many of Ephemeral Riff's videos, but ASMR never contains jump scares. If there is a standard form of ASMR, it would be the form used by channels such as GB ASMR, Goodnight Moon, or Gentle Whispering. Flow of consciousness style role plays where the viewer is encouraged to focus with the performer on a task and the sound it creates, often tapping on various objects, drawing, or organizing. And part 2 of this field guide, we will dive into the various ways of categorizing ASMR and its triggers, as well as the history of some particular ASMR artists and their contributions to the scene. ASMR is a big little world, and its tingly tendrils have influenced musicians such as Dodie Clark and given folk artists and folk yellers new audiences who are less invested in spectacle and more invested in the idea of sincere carefulness. ASMR fills a lack felt by many young people in its slowed pace, tunnel vision focus, and use of intimacy as art. Understanding the ASMR phenomenon is essential to grasping the current psychology of the internet and its users, and it is my hope that this field guide can function as a stepping stone for the uninitiated into the wonder, madness, horror, and intrigue of ASMR. So that's part 1. And then I have... Is this my part 2? Yeah, okay. This is my part 2. I'm sorry, is this boring? This might be like really boring. This one is like the most boring section too. It's like just talking about like what triggers are and stuff. How long is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 4 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's like double spaced. Oh, 5 pages. 5 pages double spaced. So like, but it's double spaced, yeah. So like it's like not that long. I'm sorry, I have to answer this text. Wait, do I even have to answer? Look. My friend is like freaking out about this stuff. Yeah, she's like gotten really into like astrology lately. And I'm kind of worried. Like, she's obsessed. She keeps sending me like stuff about like her love life and like predictions. And like she thinks that this like Snapchat streak thing is like some indication that her boyfriend, I'm not really sure. I think she's like stopped trusting him because he's a Gemini, which is like really weird. Because like, I don't know. Like she's a Gemini. It's very weird. Anyway, we don't need to read this whole thing if you don't want to read it. Are you sure? Are you like positive? Okay. I mean, like, I'm getting tired too. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like really tired. But okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna read this part. And just like stop me. I'm kind of cold. I don't want to get up though, so it's fine. ASMR classification is what I'm calling this section. ASMR can be categorized, divided, and identified in numerous ways. Because ASMR is a relatively new field with a democratized creative base, there are few strictly held definitions within the community. That said, the ASMR community has developed a vernacular. I will do my best to use terms in this field guide in a manner that reflects their function within the community, but I'm sure there will be some nuances I glaze over that others would deem essential. Likewise, I'm sure I will highlight some aspects of the world, if only by naming them, that others would consider unimportant. The internet's algorithms tend to push users into insulated bubbles in which it becomes hard to decipher what is truly common and what is an artifact of one's own browsing history. As a result, more than fully explaining the whats, hows, and whos of ASMR, this field guide may function more like a confession of my own experience within the world. Nonetheless, I do believe, perhaps naively, that my personal experience in ASMR as a consumer has been relatively extensive, so this guide will still be helpful to newcomers on the scene. In this chapter, I will discuss the 2 most broad categories of ASMR, intentional and unintentional, as well as the 3 types of creators within those categories: curators, ASMR artists by proxy, and devoted ASMR artists. Then I will briefly cover the spectrum on which all ASMR falls, from lo-fi to cinematic. Finally, I will list and describe some common ASMR triggers. Dear God, that is a mouthful. Okay. footnotes are like a mess too. Like half of my references right now are just like links and like not real references. And I keep telling myself I'm gonna switch it back, but we'll see. We'll see how much gets done before. What time did he ask me to send it to him? I think like 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, I think I can finish this by 10 a.m. It's gonna be like an all-nighter kind of thing, though. Thank you so much for joining this call. I seriously thought no one was gonna join, but thank you. 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 For real. Okay. Let's see. Then I have a paragraph break, and then new paragraph. In the beginning, all ASMR was unintentional. This was the age of chaos, the age before we labeled the thing. Now, to the world's great relief, we have something to call that tingly feeling, but there remains traces of that old world in those who don't know what ASMR is, and yet create it. These pure ASMR experiences, as some would call them, are unintentional ASMR, and curators are constantly on the hunt for videos that contain it. Perhaps the most famous unintentional ASMR artist is Bob Ross, dubbed the godfather of ASMR. But outside the legacy of Bob Ross, there are countless examples of ASMR in popular and unpopular media. I consider users who specialize in finding and sharing this content ASMR curators, though they aren't given any title within the community. There are two main ways to go about ASMR curation, either re-uploading videos or linking to the original video. Those who re-upload usually post collections of ASMR moments from popular media, but if a curator finds a video online that is tingly in its entirety, they are likely to link it on a board such as the unintentional ASMR subreddit for the rest of the community to enjoy. These curators are usually faceless, but they make up an important part of the ASMR culture. On the other hand, ASMR artists by proxy are usually professionals or practitioners who introduce themselves deliberately into the tingle sphere. Their primary trade can be anything from alternative medicine to cooking to shoe shining, basically anything where there's room for a camera and a microphone. Their trade might have a very daunting online landscape that doesn't offer space to new creators, either by being too expansive or non-existent. So these artists add the ASMR tag to their videos to tap into a more accessible audience. Not only does the tag say, "Hey, look over here," to the late-night tingle hunters, but it's also a way for these artists to say to their primary art world that they are aware their style breaks conventions. It is less sensational, more focused, or moves at a slower pace. But there's a different set of conventions that they're abiding by. These creators embody the bridge between established ASMR artists and the tingles of everyday labor in the material world. In this way, unintentional ASMR is not dissimilar to found or emergent art, reflected in how the community has a tendency to claim certain figures like Bob Ross, Peter Draws, or even the sounds and moments of nature like thunderstorms. Devoted ASMR artists, however, hold to tingle crafting as their single highest priority. I feel like I have a lot of long sentences. Oh my god. I'm so worried that he's not gonna understand a thing I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. I'm gonna ask the rest of our study group if they are free right now. I know I asked them earlier, but I don't know. Maybe something has changed between 11 p.m. and midnight 30. Or maybe not, we'll see. Basically after that I just talk about ASMR stuff more. I don't even know if I want to go into it. Can I skip some stuff? Yeah, so after that, I describe devoted ASMR artists, which is just intentional ASMR artists. I talk about role plays and trigger assortments and satisfying videos. I talk about the second person convention of the person in the camera talking to the viewer rather than it being a fourth wall situation like a lot of movies or plays. The most common types of role plays are medical or cosmetic treatments, but there's also a strong presence of casual role plays, fantasy role plays, or comedic role plays. And I put examples for all of them. While there's plenty of crossover between role plays and trigger assortments, such as Marno ASMR's series in which you don't know what the role play is, many trigger assortments focus less on immersion and more on a shared appreciation for the sounds and sights that might trigger it. Wait, what am I even saying? Many trigger assortments focus less on immersion. Okay, many trigger assortments focus less on immersion and more on a shared appreciation for the sounds and sights that might trigger it. Oh, okay. So it's okay, I understand what I'm saying. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what I wrote. I wrote this 2 days ago and I kept changing things. The ASMR artist takes a similar seat to the viewer. Yeah, okay, I see what I'm saying. I needed both sentences in order to fully understand though. Okay. So I'm saying that the trigger assortments focus less on immersing the viewer into a creator's world. And trigger assortments are more of a unifying experience. Where the ASMR artist and the viewer are both experiencing a trigger together. So it's kind of different from a lot of theater and media, because it's less of a performance. For trigger assortments, it's not as much. Well, I mean, it can be because there's crossover, which I talked about, but without crossing over into roleplay, it's more of a unifying experience. Anyway, satisfying videos often leave the ASMR artist out of frame, blah blah blah, focus on mesmerizing sounds, blah blah blah. While some satisfying videos do not take an ASMR approach, I think that there's enough of a crossover, especially in YouTube Shorts and TikTok, that they are worth mentioning as a subgenre of intentional ASMR. So, we now have 3 types of ASMR content creator. The curator, who discovers unintentional ASMR videos, brings them to the community's attention. The unintentional ASMR artist, who is often a documentarian, chef, or craftsman who recognizes ASMR as a community that might enjoy their work. And the intentional ASMR artist, whose first priority is crafting a tingly experience for their viewers. Conversations about whether intentional or unintentional ASMR is more effective abound. On one side of the argument, intentional ASMR videos might feel like a hollow mimicry of something deeper. On the other side, unintentional ASMR videos often don't have the same audio or visual quality as intentional ASMR, and they don't abide by proper conventions of how to make things tingly. Most often, though, arguments take a backseat to the community's investment in finding new videos, new triggers, and new ways to experience tingles. While all ASMR is either unintentional or intentional, there's also a much more subjective method to categorizing ASMR, the lo-fi to cinematic spectrum. Some ASMR artists pride themselves in making their ASMR videos at extreme quality, a truly incredible feat considering most ASMR channels are run by individuals. Cinematic ASMR aims to amaze, and I cannot deny that works by Atlas, Moonlight Cottage, and Made in France have left me in absolute entranced awe. Their videos often utilize multiple cameras and microphones, props, costumes, and editing that clearly takes not just a practiced artistry but time. On the other end of the spectrum is the lo-fi tag, which is sometimes used as an entry point for ASMR hobbyists who do not yet have access to high-tech equipment, but the style is equally used by established ASMR artists as a purely stylistic choice because of the video grain, the white noise, and performed makeshiftiness cultivates a cozy and casual atmosphere. Finally, let's talk about triggers. There's a strong thread of encouraging self-discovery within the ASMR world, helping newcomers find their tingles by exploring every trigger under the sun. Most triggers are self-explanatory, such as tapping, scratching, or hand movements. I'm not going to define each of those but I will include them in my list of common triggers. For the less self-explanatory triggers, I will include a short description and example if necessary. And then I have a huge list. Can I read these to you? You can tell me if you think I skipped something super important. Okay, so there's 4 sections. There's human sounds, object sounds, visual sounds, and environmental. And I think that's already a problem because the first 2 are nouns and the second 2 are adjectives. So I'll put, I guess, visual triggers and environmental triggers. There we go. Sorry. I just thought or I guess we could change the other 2 to adjectives. And I thought about changing human to humane. Some sounds are humane and some aren't. Oh gosh. No. Okay, so we have human sounds, object sounds, visual triggers, and environmental triggers. Well, should I just put visual? No, I can't put visual sounds. Object triggers or human triggers. Maybe that would be good. Human triggers, object triggers, visual triggers, environmental triggers. At that point, maybe they should just be adjectives, human, object, using those things as adjectives, human sounds as an adjective. So human, object, visual, environmental. I'll think about it. I'll think about that. So under human sounds, I have soft speaking, whispering, air brushing, inaudible whispering, ear eating, blowing, / breathing, mouth sounds, and hand/skin sounds. And then for object sounds, I have scratching, crinkling, tapping, typing, like that. I low-key love typing ASMR. So I have scratching, crinkling, tapping, typing, clicking, grating, controller sounds, page turning, mic brushing, page flipping, fabric rubbing, gloves. And then visual, I have invisible triggers, and then that one I define. So I put a colon and I say hand movements in which the ASMR artist holds imaginary invisible objects, often layering sounds over the final video that correspond. Face pulling or energy pulling, and I define that one as well with pulley. I define it better, but I don't feel like reading it. Hand movements, light movements, tracing / petting, and build up. And I also define that one. Tapping or scratching that moves quickly towards the camera. I never heard of build up until pretty recently. Do you know what that is? It's what do I have? What do I have? If this is my notebook and I did that's build up ASMR. I don't know why I like it, but I do like it. It's I don't know what's nice about it. Something's nice about it though. And then the environmental one, I only have 3 listed. Rain, fireplace, and road / driving ambience. I could probably put more, some people do literally any kind of ambience, just train track ambience, or That's all I actually need to turn in tomorrow, so I'm not going to make you suffer through hearing the other parts. Oh my god. Thank you so much for listening to all of that. I do think that I already found like some issues. I'm going to write an email to my advisor and be like, this class has no instructions for assignments. Please do not recommend to your next. What am I to my advisor? Am I an advisee? Advisee. Like, I think this class would like make sense if you were someone who was like going into like art criticism or something. But as a chemical engineering graduate student, it feels kind of weird for me to be writing an essay about ASMR classifications and the world of ASMR. But I don't know, like chemistry is changing so fast these days. Who knows, honestly. I think my advisor is just like anti like normal path, you know, and so like they're always trying to push me to like be in these weird classes. Oh, you like the class? Well, yeah, I mean, like I like it. I just don't think that it's like weird that I have to take it. But like it makes sense for you because you're like, yeah, like you're like kind of into that like art stuff, right? Yeah, like art stuff and like skiing. Yeah, that makes sense. What's like the crossover there? Like, are there like do skiers like do art? Yeah, that's cool. I guess like everyone does art. That's amazing. Yeah, like I never think about like art and like how people like do it. We don't usually talk about that in the chemistry program, but no, I guess like that makes sense. Yeah, I never want to take an art class again. I just want to do math. This was horrible, but I'm glad I did it. I guess I have to do like the part 2 or whatever next semester, but after that I'm literally never gonna do like anything art related. It's like overwhelming, you know, like why would I want like strangers to be like reading my soul? Anyway though, that's like a whole different topic. Sorry, you did not ask for all that. But I have like some actually fun math homework stuff to do with chemicals, compounds and things. I'm very much looking forward to it. So I'm gonna get on that. If you want, we can like hang out like while I do it. Do you want to hang out? I don't mind. You can like play video games or whatever. Have you started playing Elden Ring? Yeah, I keep hearing about it. I haven't had time to start it yet, but yeah. Yeah, no, if you want, you can do that. Yeah, and if I finish my homework, if I finish my chem homework, do you think you would like stream it? Can you like stream, like screen share, stream your Elden Ring? Would you do that? Because I want to watch it. Yeah, let's do it. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Give me 1 sec. Alright, I will open my homework, and, I will not help my friend recover from being a Gemini, And, yeah. I'm ready for a night of studying in Elden Ring. Here we go.